Commence primary ignition.
Welcome to Unlimited Power. My name is D-Rod, and thank you for watching one of my pre-release guides for Star Wars Unlimited's new and fourth set, Jump to Lightspeed. Now, Jump to Lightspeed pre-release begins on March 7th, where you're going to be introduced to new cards with new mechanics, new leader actions, new abilities, and new tokens. You're also going to see the growth among factions in Star Wars, like Rebels, Resistance, First Order, and Imperial. If this is your first time watching one of my guides, I'll let you know that we're going to be looking at commons and uncommons within this set that can strengthen the synergy with the leader you choose to play. There are going to be some great rares and legendaries that fit really well with some of these leaders, but the chances of you pulling a rare or legendary that does that is going to be a lot slimmer than your chance of pulling a common or uncommon in your 6 booster packs that can really fill out your deck and the theme you're working for. With that said, let's begin to look at some of these leaders and see what kind of fun we can have on pre-release day. The most famous, scruffy-looking pilot is now in Jump to Lightspeed. Han Solo is going to be available in your pre-release kits at your local events. This is the only way you can play with Han Solo in a limited format because he's actually a deck exclusive in Jump to Lightspeed. Let's take a look at Han and what he can do. Now, as an action, you can exhaust Han, we've seen this before, to reveal the top card of your deck, then attack with a unit, and if the revealed card and that unit have different odd cost, this unit gets +1/+0 for this attack. Odd numbers, don't tell him the odds, he doesn't care. +1 attack, and you get to attack with the unit. So you have to have a unit in play. You are relying on whatever card is on top being different cost than the card you were choosing to play. In a limited deck, you have less options to make sure you know what's on top, like with previous cards like R2-D2. So the best way to play a deck like this is to make sure you are getting a lot of odd number cards that cost 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now, Han does have the epic action where you can deploy him if you have 5 or more resources. You can deploy him as a ground unit where he's a 3/7, or you can use Jump to Lightspeed's new ability that allows you to deploy him as an upgrade on a friendly vehicle with the pilot mechanic on it. So when he's deployed onto a vehicle, that vehicle is now a leader unit. And then for each friendly unit or upgrade that has an odd cost, you can ready a resource. So you have a chance here to really play another big card on the same turn you deploy Han. He does give that vehicle a +3/+4, which isn't bad for deploying him on 5 resources. Let's take a look at what some cards within his leadership aspect will work with him. The first one's going to be the Blade Squadron B-Wing. It is a 3-cost 3/3, very generic here, but if another player controls 3 or more exhausted units, give a shield token to a unit. You need 3-cost cards. There you go. Guerrilla Soldier, another 3-cost card. This means you can get it on turn 2, and again, consistency is going to be big here. When you play the Guerrilla Soldier, it is a 2/3, and it says your opponent is dealt 3 indirect damage to, and if a base is damaged this way, you can ready this unit. Indirect damage is one of the new mechanics within Jump to Lightspeed that says the player who is taking the damage has to assign 3 unpreventable damage among their base and their units, essentially pulling them a little bit out of their strategy, forcing them to make some decisions, and try to figure out what is going to be the best for their game and their units in play. Next is the 5-cost Black Squadron Scout Wing. When you play an upgrade on this unit, you may attack with this unit. It gets +1/+0 for this attack. It is a 4/6. You're going to need a lot of odd base cards to make this work. With Cunning, we're going to see cards like the Death Space Skirmisher, a 3-cost 3/3 that says when played, if you control another space unit, exhaust a unit. Great. This is going to slow down your opponent, which is what you need when you're playing this kind of limited strategy. Another card is Torpedo Barrage, a 3-cost event that deals 5 indirect damage to your opponent. Another 3-cost card that can come in handy when your opponent has no space units, or maybe they do, and their base has taken a lot of damage. In the aggression aspect, Fight Fire with Fire, a 1-cost event that says choose a friendly unit and an enemy unit in the same arena, and if you do, deal 3 damage to them. I know it seems weird, but there's some potential here what you can do with it. And if anything, it's just going to hit those 1 cost triggers for you with all the odd numbers that you may need. Next is going to be Red 5. Red 5, 3 cost unit that attacks as a 3/4, and on attack, you may deal 2 damage to a damaged unit. In the command aspect, we see Blue Leader, a 3 cost 3/3 with ambush. But when you play it, you could pay 2 more resources to move this unit to the ground arena and give it 2 experience tokens. It is now a ground unit. You cannot give it 2 experience tokens and have it stay in the space arena. Homestead Militia is a classic we've seen from Spark of Rebellion. Is a 3/4 that says when you control 6 or more resources, you can gain Sentinel. The Vigilance aspect, we're going to recommend Red Squadron X-Wing, a 3/4 that says when played, you may deal 2 damage to this unit. If you do, draw a card. Card advantage is very important in any game, and this may help you get the bomb that you need when you deploy Han Solo. Next for Vigilance is Trace Martez, a 3 cost 2/5, but you can use her piloting mechanic to pay her for 1. When you do, the attached unit gains on attack, you may heal 2 damage from any number of units, and that vehicle gets +1/+2 to its stats. The hero aspect, we're going to look at R2D2, a 1 cost pilot and 1 cost ground unit. Now, the great thing about R2 being a pilot, it allows you to play an additional pilot because he's an astromech droid who doesn't take up too much space. And last for heroes is the Dilapidated Ski Speeder, a 3/7 that says when played, deal 3 damage to this unit. Again, you don't really care so much about the negative effects here because you're trying to just make sure you're keeping this odd cost and keeping the tempo of aggression going. And finally, the non-aspect cards. A 5 cost and a 3 cost card, we see the Retrofitted Airspeeder, which is a 3/6 with ambush. And it has the ability of attacking space units as a 2/6. The Flanking Fang Fighter is a 2/3, but if you control another another fighter in play, then the unit gains Raid 2, allowing you to hit for 4 when it attacks. These are the cards I would recommend for playing Han Solo. I'm excited to play Han Solo in his new constructed deck and to work with some other constructed things. Let me know if you end up playing Han Solo yourself at your local pre-release event. Did you have a great bomb to drop when Han Solo deployed? Did you enjoy using the odd cost? What colors did you pick? I'm curious. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this pre-release guide. Good luck at your future event, and may the Force be with you.